Hi, I'm Sue from Candles Off Main, and this is our Meet the Maker series. Today we're here with Stephanie Shopa, President of Thymes. Welcome.
Thank you.
And if you could please tell us a little bit about how Thymes started.
Thymes grew out of a passion for fragrance. My best friend and I were in our mid-30s, and we had visited fragrance counters for years learning about fragrance. And we wanted to make products that were bath products that we could use personally. And so we started in her kitchen and took over the kitchen and the dining room and the basement, and finally moved to our own warehouse space. But that's how we started.
And it's grown tremendously over the years.
It has grown tremendously from the two of us to now 60 employees.
Wonderful. And over all of those years, you've created so many fragrances. What has been your favorite?
Well, I've had a lot of favorites along the way, but sometimes you just fall in love with the thing that you're working on. And for us right now, that's agave nectar. We just came out with this fragrance in June of this year. And we've been looking for some fragrance with these qualities for a long time. And there's definitely a grapefruit note in this, but it's a more complex fragrance than just a single note. But when you use agave nectar, you feel so refreshed. It's just, for me, starting my day with this shower gel, I'm just smiling.
Yeah, it's wonderful, and I'm sure our fans know I've been raving about it since it launched. I've been sending out the lotion samples, trying to share it. It's just fantastic.
It is.
It's definitely, I think, my favorite fragrance so far.
See? Another convert.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And we always ask our Facebook fans if they'd like to ask a maker any one question, what would it be? This one comes from Jasmine Parks of California, and she would like to know, when creating a new fragrance, what steps do you take to determine that that fragrance is going to be successful?
Oh, there are so many steps. We first start with an internal analysis of the fragrance, and of course everybody who works at the Thymes is passionate about fragrance. So we live with these fragrances, and that's really one of the most important things. Often you pick up a fragrance and you think, oh, I like that. But after you've used it for a week or a month or 2 months, you're like, maybe not so much. So first and foremost, we live with the fragrances as we're developing them. Sometimes we find there's certain notes that don't work for us, and we will then work with our in-house perfumer to modify those notes. We also do a lot of testing on our candles. We do burn testing. We have to make sure that our product performs up to our expectations, that it's not sooting, that it burns correctly. Candles, especially candles with fragrance interacts with the wick. So if your wick is not optimized for that fragrance, you may get tunneling, like a candle burns straight down, doesn't burn out to the sides. Or you could have a candle melt too quickly as it's burning. So we do not only the fragrance testing to develop the best possible fragrance, but we look at the performance of the candle and do all of the, I will call them scientific and technological tests that we need to do to make sure that we have a high-performing candle.
Do you ever make adjustments to the wax, depending on the
Absolutely.
fragrance?
There are different blends of wax. For us, none of our waxes is a straight, it's all paraffin, it's all soy, it's all beeswax. They are blends. And the blends have to be looked at with every different fragrance, because fragrance blooms differently through different candle wax. So yes, we adjust that too.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. We appreciate you doing this with us. And as always, you have become civilite at candlesoffmain.com.